As Emily just mentioned, most Americans are in favor of at least some restrictions on trading by congressmen and women and other members of government. But is it really going to happen this time? Let's bring in Dan Mitchell, chairman of the Center for Freedom and Prosperity, and Aaron Klein, economic studies fellow with the Brookings Institute. Dan, is this a good idea, and is it likely to happen?
Well, it's a double-edged sword, Tyler, because I like the idea of members of Congress owning stock because then they have a stake in the success of our economy. But on the other hand, there's something very just sleazy about politicians going to Washington and then retiring 20 or 30 years later and being fabulously rich. And if they're doing that by using their insider knowledge, their ability to like hurt some companies and help others, and then trade off that knowledge ahead of time. I mean, it reminds me of that old Star Wars line. It's a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
So on balance, where do you come down, Dan? I mean, you've clearly framed the issue. In other words, it's good to have people who have a stake in the system. On the other hand, it's bad to have people in places of sensitivity where they could take advantage of the system. So where do you come down?
I think the legislation tries to draw what hopefully is a good balance because it allows members still to invest in mutual funds, broad-based funds. Yet on the other hand, they would still have the ability to punish an entire industry and perhaps short that mutual fund or something like that. So I don't know that there's a perfect answer other than, this will be my inner libertarian coming out. Don't give politicians so much power over the economy, and then they can't manipulate the system in ways that line their pockets.
Aaron, where do you come down on this?
Well, look, the last point he makes doesn't make any sense, right? It's not just about power, it's about knowledge. People in Congress know things that are coming. They're briefed. I worked in the Senate for over 8 years on the Senate Banking Committee, and we had a lot of information available. The second point is that we have a set of rules in here, and I haven't seen that many consequences of violating the rules, of trading on insider information, which Congress made illegal. But what happens? I think there's just an assumption that voters will be the ones meting out the punishment, when in point of fact, Congress sometimes struggles to punish itself and punish its own members. Ultimately, there's a distinction between ownership and trading. It's not clear to me that any member of Congress should be trading actively in any stock or even a broad-based industry or mutual funds. There are things like blind trusts and other ways to handle that type of situation. And we shouldn't conflate the question about whether or not you can own a de minimis amount of company, or if you're a staffer. I have a little bit of concern in the legislation reaching down into the staff and you inherit some stock from your grandparents, you have to divest it all of a sudden or something with tax consequences. But there's a difference between trading and investing. And members of Congress and senior government officials shouldn't be in the stock trading business. Very different than in broad-based investing.
It's an interesting point. As many people know, we are subject to certain restrictions here at CNBC. For example, on-air talent like Kelly and myself cannot own any individual securities, corporate bonds, corporate stocks. We are able to own mutual funds and ETFs and other kinds of securities, but we are restricted in many ways. How far, if Aaron, you went this route, how far down would you go in how far down would you go in restricting stock ownership? I mean, I take your point on the difference between trading and owning, but it's sort of the same. What if you're an owner? If you're an owner of Google, you don't have to be trading it to profit from inside information, right? You can know what's going on here and put more money into the stock if you wanted to, or sell it because you knew something was coming.
Well, no, but buying and selling the stock is trading. There's a distinction between saying you owned Google when you entered government, and you could own, and you own it till you leave. And if you want to sell your Google stock that you walked into government with, you have to leave government. Otherwise, it's yours, and whatever information you have, you're handcuffed for buying and selling. That's where the trading element comes in, which is where I think the greatest improprieties can come up. And the second point is I think we need to have a little bit of de minimis. If you have $1,000, if you have $5,000, if you have 1% of your net wealth, it's very different than if you have 10, 20, 50%, if you're investing in large amounts.
You make an interesting